Welcome to yet another edition of the Stats and Stacks podcast. For today, we are going over Week 10 NFL. Just a few buys this week and a pretty successful week last week, mainly on the same guy side here with Tyler. Although the NFL is almost dead to me with the struggling Bill season, DFS will live on. How'd you end up doing in DFS?
First time all year I've cashed all five lineups. So I've went my big week when I had Lamar basically all in and he nuked. I did well and I found success with that. Like really just like going all and I obviously know there's a downside to that, but I've found success in just going all in on one quarterback and kind of pairing them different ways. And if the quarterback nukes, you're usually all right. And Watson he wasn't Dak. Dak was for sure optimal, but Watson got there. And I had every lineup paired with Amari Cooper and my boy Rashad White. Didn't we call it last week? It was big
He went
Rashad White
crazy.
week. And he came in single digit ownership, like 8% Rashad White. That's absurd.
It doesn't matter with the amount of work you're getting. You keep playing his ass until he does it. Like you don't.
Oh, and for his, it's not like you're paying a premium for him either. And like
It
he had,
didn't go up this week. He's
yeah,
still 5,800. I
yeah.
don't understand what he has to do.
Granted, this week has a much worse matchup,
Yeah. Well,
but
on the ground, you can pass on him a little, but
oh right,
that's where
yeah,
he makes it pay.
and that's where he's super safe. Like he gets a lot of pass catching work. But yeah, no, I had a really good week, and then I did end up. I said last week that I wasn't going to touch our Bills Bengals game, but like 3 or 4 minutes before it hit the Bengals. So,
Which was we all knew what the right thing to do was. It was just all going out on faith. Well, maybe something will happen. Nah, not. It's just I know you started the season real depleted, saying, "Ah, the NFL, this is stupid. I hate this season. We're too hurt. It's just annoying to watch." Well, and I was all optimistic, saying, "Oh, we're gonna make it to the ship." Well, we have completely did a 180 where you guys are streaking, and I'm like, "Screw the NFL and these injuries."
yeah, I mean, it's so like you can see how big of a difference like our team is with Joe healthy versus not healthy. Like, because I mean, he relies on his legs, not from like he's going to run all the time. He will. He's a threat to run. But like his craftiness inside the pocket, I mean, he couldn't do it, and he couldn't push off his back leg into throws early in the year. So I thought for sure, like if it was going to linger, they were toast if it lingered. But you can see what like an injury will do to a team, like completely turn around a team.
See, that's
So
the difference. Joe came back. Our guys season enders. So
yeah, for now, I mean, for now,
when we had zero linebackers and had six DBs on the field.
you loved that out there. You loved all them six DBs out on the.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God. Joe was like, let's see, all these guys are real tiny. Let me feed every single one of my tight ends. These little DBs can't tackle them. Make Drew Sample look good or Smith look fine. Any monster, T. Higgins, anyone. Chase was completely out of it. I know he got hurt, but anyone with size, Joe, and that's smart of Joe. If you have a whole bunch of little guys out there, feed your big boys, and they ate like
yeah,
crazy.
they sure did. So hope to continue that this week. Our boy Earl, he won tickets through work, and he's taking me to the game on Sunday. So
Ooh.
a little, I'm gonna and already sets up. We'll definitely talk about that game as it's a higher total and
Mm-hmm.
something I'm interested in. But some injury news. I shouldn't speak so fast. We have some injury news in Cincinnati, and we'll get to it. So, but I will have some of that game because I'm going. So.
Well, let's stop alluding. We'll dive right into it. The first thing we're going to do is get rid of the grossest game of the week. At least it's Thursday night. Get it over with. We have the Carolina Panthers on the road against the Chicago Bears. Bears line is growing. It was minus 150 earlier in the day. It's now minus 180. I don't know if there was some news that I missed. Carolina plus 150. I mean, this game is it's just I don't want to do a showdown for this one, but I feel obligated. I know you're the showdown King. Is there any? You had a hot take in regards to a captain for your showdown. What were you saying?
Yeah, play our boy Mr. Jonathan Mingo in the captain tonight. He's going to get the job done for us. I mean, it's an ugly game. If you have any sort of confidence in what you're playing, I doubt that you are aware of what's actually going on because it could go a lot of ways. Obviously, Donta Foreman's going to be super chalk in the captain. DJ Moore is going to be super chalk in the captain. So I'm going a little cheaper with Mingo. DJ Chark is out tonight. Mingo played a ton of snaps last week. And if you're going to attack the Bears, I've talked about it all year. I think it's kind of gone overlooked from like a national perspective. But like I don't like messing with the Bears on the running game. Like they've been really good against running backs from what I've seen. I don't know how the numbers actually play out, but just eye test, it just seems like the Bears always stop the run. So I'm getting a little contrarian, going cheaper on the captain side with Mingo. I obviously like the passing game with that. And Terrace Marshall's cheap. Adam Thielen is a volume machine who's just continues to crush. And obviously just the main guys for the Bears, but no real strong takes. I'm taking a stab at the Panthers on like a same game parlay where I'm doing some overs with Mingo, but outside of that, I'm not really playing it heavy tonight.
I mean, if you're the Bears, you just kind of try stuff out, right? Like this is kind of a win-win for you if you win the game. No, if I take this back, if you're the Bears, you try your hardest to win this game.
To win, yeah, because you want the Panthers.
You're their pick.
Yeah, right.
So if you lose, I mean, who cares? Then you're the worst team. Like it's just for team morale. If anything, if this is the one to win, this is the only game all season the Bears actually truly want to win. So I'll take the Bears for that reason, and it's at home. But yeah, I'm not trusting Tyson Bagent there. Next game is, let's just get the next grossest one out there. The Indianapolis Colts going against the New England Patriots in Boston. Patriots are home dogs. I love me some home dogs, but absolutely not to them. They're so bad. Like they're getting worse now.
Davey, this is overseas, dog.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This is the oh my god.
I don't know where it's at, but it ain't New England. They're not playing 9:30 in the morning in New England.
Oh my god. I totally these games are really confusing me. Well, whatever. This is terrible. Who cares? We're not betting this game. It's not a part of the main slate. I hate good. I'm glad we don't have to worry about any of these teams being a part of our DFS lineups. At the end of the day, I'll take the Colts. Honestly, if anything, I'm not going to take the Colts. I'll take the over just because the Colts hit the over every single time, no matter who they play for some godforsaken reason. And it's only sitting at 42.5. So I'll take the over if I have to have action on here, but I don't think this is one you need, to be honest, unless you have a strong take.
No, I don't. I'm probably not going to play it. I'll probably play a same like a showdown lineup in the morning just to kick things off. But if I had to, I mean, the line does tell me that I should like the Patriots here. They're 2-7 and a 1-point dog. I mean, it actually I may actually play the Patriots because I think it's sharp. I may talk myself into it. I said I wasn't going to play, and now I think the Patriots may be live. For sure. I won't be playing the Colts. I know that. But no, the Patriots, they've shown a little bit of heart, like in terms of like competing in some of these games recently. I mean, their last few, I mean, they barely lost to Vegas train wreck. They beat Buffalo. They lost. They're not good. I'm not trying to say that, but they're at least they haven't thrown in the towel. They're not giving up. They're trying to play. So I don't think the Colts are any good. I'll take a stab at the Patriots, but probably come back and bite me later.
Yeah, let's just get you off this game so that you don't make any mistakes you'll regret later.
Please,
let's direct your focus to one of the main events here. We got the Houston Texans, and this is going to be the best game, big screen game. We got the Houston Texans. It's plus 220. Oh, God. Against the Cincinnati Bengals. Listen, I like the Bengals. I think the CJ Stroud experience was fun last week. I don't think that is an every week thing. I'm just concerned about these injuries. I don't know who he's throwing to.
Yeah, I blame you actually. You're like, oh, you guys are healthy. And then next thing you know, Sam Hubbard's out. T. Higgins is gonna be out multiple weeks. Jamar Chase's status is in question. It's all your fault.
Well, that's just
We said
karma.
we were
We
healthy,
wanted
and
our
now
team.
we're gonna run out Trenton Irwin as wide receiver one.
Is he viable?
Yeah,
Joe,
a thousand percent. It's strange. Like, yes, he's a thousand. And my boy Chuck is back. Our boy,
really?
my boy Chuck Jones.
Huh.
He's down there at 3K. He's going to return from the IR. That guy is a jitterbug. I think they drafted him in the third round this year. I want to say my boy Chuck Jones. Um, he's actually in play as like very very low, especially if like both Jamar and T miss. Charlie Jones would be definitely in play for me. The guy, he's explosive. He's been on IR, but it was a thumb injury.
Okay.
So I mean, it's not like a lower extremity issue where he's going to need to be like worked back in. They took him to be the replacement of Tyler Boyd next year. He is a fourth rounder. I was thinking he was third, but he's their punt returner, and he's very explosive. He's already taken a punt back. His first game, he took a punt back to the house. So I can get me Trenton Irwin's definitely safer because whenever Higgins is out, Irwin freaking nukes. Like you look at it earlier, like the game that T. Higgins missed, 8 for 60. He had 10 targets, and he's 3K. Like he has to be in play, and it's so crazy. He's like Joe Dirt out there.
And it's the Texans, and the Texans can score themselves, so it could be a high octane game. Like this is probably a game that I'm gonna have to target, to be honest.
Oh, you have to. I don't. I do think it's kind of crazy though. Stroud is above Burrow pricing wise, and I think RD has been like sneaky good recently.
Not sneaky. They've been very good.
Yeah, I mean but they haven't really gotten any recognition, and DraftKings kind of priced them associated with that. I mean, they're probably the best D under 3K, and I mean, you look at their log though, and just watch how we haven't given up more than 20 points since week 4. So I mean, I think the Bengals D is in play. I think Mixon's definitely in play. We saw what Rachaad White did last week to this team, and I think it could happen again. But then again, I say the D's in play, but Stroud is probably in play too, especially if Nico misses. He didn't practice today, and you could just easily pair with Schultz, Brown, and Dell. And I just, as we're talking about this game, I just got a report from Rappaport, text messaged me. Ian Rappaport did, and said Jamar Chase has a chance to play this weekend.
I'm not.
So I am going to have 100% if he does play. I do worry it is a back, and backs aren't fun, but it's a bruise.
And you can re-aggravate that so easily, though.
But it's not like I mean, sure, it's pain tolerance. It's not like a tweak, or it's literally a bruise. There's no bone damage. There's nothing to it. It's just a bad bruise. So I don't worry. Like I worry about re-aggravation with like hamstrings and like lower extremity things, not backs. I mean, it's just gonna hurt. It's not gonna be fun. They're give him something good though, and if he plays and T's not out there, he's gonna nuke.
I absolutely love Joe Mixon this week. I'm very particular when I play Joe.
You held that back. I said Joe Mixon, and you kind of like just shook your head.
I was waiting. I was like, you are the Cincinnati Bengal expert, so I was letting you have your way. The other name that you mentioned, Dalton Schultz, I think he's going to go crazy this week.
We're not good against the tight ends.
You play tight ends.
We that's historical. I mean, I've gone to games for years, and I remember like going all in on Jack Doyle for the Colts, and the guy just totally nukes. And I mean, they cannot defend the tight end.
And
I'm not.
especially, what was that?
I was gonna say I don't think it's like they physically can't. I think it's just a filter to the like they try and eliminate the receivers. They do a good job limiting the receivers. They're decent against the run, and the tight ends just over the middle are always kind of just making plays. So,
And I feel like everyone's going to be focused on Tank Dell, especially with Nico out. And I think it's going to be a huge Dalton Schultz game.
is Nico for sure not going to play?
No, that's not for certain. But even if he's out there, I'm still rocking with Dalton Schultz. But I think Schultz really goes crazy if there's no Nico. I think he's going to go absolutely nuclear. So
I don't think Stroud's in play though.
No, Mixon and Schultz. I don't like Tank Dell either. I don't think this is the week.
I'm Stroud.
Hmm?
I don't think Stroud is in play.
Yeah, I don't like any of them. I only like Schultz. I only like Schultz there. That's the only play. So
I think you have to have interest. I think I don't know. Because I think they're going to be playing from behind. So I do think you like for their because they didn't do much with Noah Brown's price. He's still 3,700. And if Nico's not out there, then I mean, what?
Everyone's going to be on those pass catchers. Everyone's going to be a week late. I was on Stroud last week. I was just on the wrong receiver. But you can kind of, I don't know. I'm not saying I'm a Texans whisperer for no reason, but I think it's Schultz, and I think that's it. I think it's a trap. I'm staying away from the hotness, the big exposure. I love Mixon and I love Schultz, and they're probably going to be at 100% of my lose those two.
Yeah, you're going to need this game for sure. And Mixon, he'll catch passes just like Rachaad White did.
Mm-hmm.
And they were feeding. I was shocked last week. They were getting him involved early against your Bills, Mixon. They were trying to.
Anyone can get involved against that.
Yeah, I thought they were. For some reason, I thought they were decent against the running back, but
they were. But people also forget Daquan Jones tore his pec. He's out.
I mean, you got that monster though, Linval. I thought Joe just died to Linval Joseph. He did something crazy, and I'm like, oh my god, Joe just died.
Yeah. The Bills actually were even with all of the injuries, they were still top 5 against the run, but they give up one explosive play. They give up the most yards per carry. So it's weird because they will give you one 80-yard run every single game and then close it up the rest of the game. They do it for 10 straight weeks. That's what they've been doing. So I don't really know. Don't know what that is, but it is what it is.
I think the Bengals are a lock. I think they are. That's probably not good for me. I think they're a lock, and I think that you're going to want this game in DFS.
Yeah, the game I don't know if I'm going to want are the Packers versus the Steelers. Steelers are 3.5-point favorites at home. I think it's justified, but to be honest with you, I think both these teams are bad. I don't think the Steelers are good. I truly don't. I know
didn't know these teams played this week. And I think you even texted me about one of them, and I didn't still register that these.
It's gross.
Yeah. So.
I don't. Yeah, this is another one. I'm going to be very particular with this slate. This is nothing. I like absolutely nothing here. I don't know if Christian Watson will ever play the game of football again. I don't know what's wrong with this guy.
I hate that guy.
I take it back. I do like Aaron Jones in this matchup. Aaron Jones got 20 carries last week, so he's coming back to full health. He's been hurt. He's one of these guys that have been hurt and playing through it and looking really bad, Joe Burrow style, the beginning of the year, and you see him slowly progressing. Steelers' run defense is not that good. So this is one where they might lean on him a little. That 20 carries was really encouraging for me last week, so I will stare at Aaron Jones, at least have a little exposure. But that's probably it. He does. If Watson doesn't play for whatever reason, I think Jaden Reed is live. But I think Watson's going to play through it. I forgot what his injury was, but it didn't seem like he was going to miss. So
he's a full go of practice, though.
Was he?
Yeah, he has no injury designation.
Then he's enough. So I like Aaron Jones. That's probably about it. Do you like any particular bet or any players?
I'm going to act like this game does not exist. I'm just not going to even. It's not going to be. I can't play Aaron Jones and have AJ Dillon go out. the corpse of AJ Dillon. I just can't do it.
Well,
So.
I got a question about the next game because I'm in on this game and nobody else is. Tennessee Titans going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Bucks 1 point favorites at home. I don't know why I like the Bucks so much this year. I've always liked the Bucks this year. I don't know what's wrong with
And
me.
haven't they lost 4 straight?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They started off hot. Then I don't know what happened. Well, Baker also got hurt. He's still running around with that knee brace on. But at the end of the day, I don't believe in the Titans. I think this is a good stylistic matchup for the Bucks. I mean, the Titans have for the last like 5 years have been really good against the run, but can't stop the pass. And it's no different this year. And the Bucks can't run anyway, so they want to pass. I think Godwin and Evans can go crazy. I think that makes Baker a streamable quarterback. A lot of people are talking about the pace of play, though. Both these teams are extremely low pace of play. For some odd reason, I'm not scared. And I want to fire up Evans. I would honestly, I have my very first lineup I made this week. I had Evans, Godwin, and Baker all stacked. Like I like the Bucks this side. I know the pace of play is going to be slow, but I don't think it matters. I think they're going to be able to air it out all day, every day. And Will Levis on the other side, he's crazy. He's a risk taker. He'll go for some shit, and if he can keep it close and it turns into a shootout, I would not be shocked. So I'm going to pick the Bucks to win, especially at home as 1 point favorites. I'll take the Bucks. Why not? But I really like it for DFS more than an actual bet. Are you scared of this pace of play or just the players in general?
Yeah, I like the over. I do like that because you've seen the Bucks have been attackable through the air.
Yeah.
And I do think Tennessee can move it a little bit. Levis has been okay. I mean, Levis has shown like he's here to play. He doesn't have any receivers, but I think he's proven that he's clearly the best quarterback on the roster. And so I mean, I'm not. I know you have your love affair with Mike Evans, but I don't ever play with that guy. Godwin's always my guy in that. And, you know, depending on lineup construction, I can always be talked into my boy Rachaad White. So, not something I think you're a little higher on the game overall, but I wouldn't hate anyone for taking a stab at this game because you saw what Buccaneers games can look like last week.
So. I think it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be the shootout that no one expects. I expect it to be a slow, lumbering game.
What do you mean by shootout? Not.
I think they hit the over. Stuff. I think they hit the over.
Okay, the over is 39.
Well,
the over is like.
I think they're going to hit it by quite a few. Like I think they're going to be hovering more like 48.
It is kind of alarming, though. I mean, one thing to be noted, like it is kind of alarming. It's that low. Yeah. When the Bucks have showed that. Like last week, that is too low. They could go right back into their playing 16-7, 17 games, and the Titans are no slaughterhouse. So I'm kind of talking myself off of it because that's weirdly low, and I'm not sure I like it. So I'll probably stay away. I may tease it. I do think if I do it, I'll obviously tease. But yeah, so it'll be a day by day thing. Make sure, like, if you're not already subbed to Stats and Stacks, you can get our last minute thoughts that way. So,
well, let's get some thoughts on this NFC West match or NFC West. What am I saying? Let's get some thoughts on this AFC North matchup. We got the Cleveland Browns going up against the Baltimore Ravens. Home Ravens. It got 6.5 points they're given. Are you a believer in the Cleveland Browns? Or
no, absolutely not. As much as I played Watson and he panned out last week, he was for it. The guy, how Amari Cooper scored was like on a batted pass, yeah. And he looked bad. I think the Ravens rush here.
I think real.
I don't think when it comes to playoff time that they'll be real. I think they're tough. I do think they're tough, but I don't think they're like a legit contender. But they do have a good defense. I don't think they have enough weapons to score when the big boys start playing. So of course, yeah, I don't think Lamar will be able to, carry a team through the playoffs. But I don't know. I think this sets up for him well. Browns defense is tough, but I think they'll just win the field position game, be in good spots, and make up enough points to where they can go. I like the under.
I honestly, I wouldn't. I love the under here. And the Ravens to me feel like they feel like the Ravens, Lamar's MVP year. I just feel like they're going to win the 1 seed. And I think that they're going to get the bye and then lose their first game in the playoffs. Like that's just how I feel about them.
Yeah, I mean that's probably very accurate. I don't think they get the bye though, because I think they.
Who gets it?
We have to play. Well, I mean, let me check their schedule because I mean, yeah, they still have to play us. They have to play the Chargers, and like I say us, obviously the Bengals, us, Chargers, Jaguars, 49ers, Dolphins. Yeah, I don't see them getting a bye.
The Dolphins are frauds. We've gone over this a
million. Well, I understand that, but I mean, they're not like for a team like Miami, they're not going to be a pushover.
But the Chiefs have a tough schedule too, isn't it? Kind of a 2-man race, to be honest. Well, and Miami, man, their schedule's not tough. So
I was actually looking. So like, I mean, this whole year. I mean, yes, it's a 2-man race, but you got to think like teams like the Bengals are only 2 games out. And yeah, it's a lot, but I mean, it's not impossible for some team that has 5 or 6 wins to top those teams. So, I mean, I wonder if I haven't seen Jacksonville's schedule, but if they have an easy schedule, they could sneak in there to get the one. I know you don't like them, but listen, who do they play the rest of the year? The Texans, Titans, Buccaneers, Panthers, Titans again, Browns. So, I mean, they could come in there and get a 1 seed. Yeah, they could come in there and get the job done because I know you don't like them, but they're not. They're a good, solid team that can beat bad opponents. So I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl or advance to the Super Bowl or anything like that, but they can defeat their talented teams.
So. And I know we keep saying like I'm not really interested DFS wise for some of these games, but Ravens Browns, I'm not again. Like there's not really anyone I like here, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to be like, I mean, we're talking about DFS. I'm building around the Bengals game and getting pieces around it. So that's what I'm doing. So any piece that I talk about here going forward is kind of like a complementary piece to what I'm doing. Thanks.
All right. Well, what about this next one? We got the 49ers and the Jaguars. That's the team we were just talking about. Jacksonville, our 3-point home dogs. I get it. I love the 49ers here. Again, part of that is just a personal bias against Jacksonville. I just think they're a little I think they just keep beating up on bad teams. Like I don't think they're that good. The 49ers, they're on a little bit of a slump, but I just can't see them losing 3 straight. Like they have to come out of this, and their players, their quarterback's not concussed anymore. They're coming off a bye. They're getting Debo back. Like there's pieces coming back. They had a bye. I think it was a much needed bye, and I think they get the ship right here against a questionable Jacksonville team. 3 points is a good spread. I love the 49ers. For DFS, I'm not huge on this game. Jaguars are pretty good against the run. Obviously, CMC is going to score. You can't help it. It's an addiction. It's awesome. They're not that great against the pass, though. Jaguars pass defense.
I don't know what the Jaguars did to you. What did they do to you?
I don't know. I think it was the London game.
I think it is too. Like, what did they do to you that makes you hate them? I do think I agree with you. I think it's a 49er spot, and the line tells you that. But I don't know why.
I think it's the hype. People love, like, I like Trevor Lawrence, but people are like, you know what? That's what it started. Last year, I thought it was a little overhyped, and then coming into the season, people were saying Trevor Lawrence was the 3rd best QB in the league. Like that's what it started. I remember texting you about that, going, "This is
they're good." I just don't understand. Like they're not bad. They're one of the best teams in the NFL.
It's too soon. It's too much too soon. They're not ready. They're good.
Why are they not ready? I mean, I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl, but why are they not ready to be a top 4 team in the AFC? They got a good defense. They got a good run game. They got good weapons. They got a good quarterback. What more do you want?
Well, right now they're pretty healthy. They're the healthy team. So, I mean, Well,
But
minus
yeah, so like in their current state, why are you against them? If
it was
they're healthy, they're
preseason
good.
that was really bothering me. People were saying they were like a top 3 team with a top 3 quarterback. It was too much. Like I could have named so many teams that were better when fully healthy. So many teams are better than them. It was just too much. I foresee the Trevor Lawrence hype, and people are trying.
Who do you see that's better than them, fully healthy? I know
fully
you're going to
healthy,
say
better
the
than the
Bengals,
Jets.
Chiefs. I know you're going to say the Bengals, Chiefs, and Bills, and sure.
Yeah,
But who else are you going to say that's better, fully
Ravens.
healthy? I don't like that. But
You think Jacksonville's better than the Ravens? Didn't they already play?
uh, did they?
Uh,
It felt like they did, and I'm looking at the schedule, and they did.
oh,
It feels like they did, though,
right.
for sure. Like I literally feel like I've watched them play. Yeah,
Chargers.
no,
Fully healthy.
oh, who are they missing? Who are they missing?
Mike Williams.
Deefy, you're going to make Mike Williams as your argument
Joshua
why.
Palmer.
Deefy, you're going to make Mike Williams as your argument to why the Chargers.
I think the Chargers can play with any team in the league.
Yes, but they're not better. They have a
better.
horrible coach. They're inconsistent.
Oh, they will win or lose any game by 3 points. It's a requirement. They won't win by more. They won't lose by more.
But they're not. They're not better than
the New York Jets. Fully healthy. Especially the Dolphins. I mean, we're on 6 or 7 right now. So
we need to move on. I'm playing probably maybe CMC if I can afford. Like if I have some cheap.
I'm playing Ayuk. I love Ayuk. I love Ayuk this week. He's just been.
That's your boy.
He's been oddly consistent. He's been a pleasant surprise. Yeah. And I mean, we're not in this game, but he reminds me of this year's Courtland Sutton. Like they're both of them. No one ever plays. No one ever talks about, and they haven't let you down all year. I looked at it.
He's 7,100 though, and I mean, he is. I mean, he's been great, but.
Have you realized Courtland Sutton has had?
Sutton's like the greatest receiver of all time.
He scored 6 out of 8 games, and no one talks about it. It's weird, and I feel the same way about Brandon Ayuk. So I do like him, and I think that's how you would. The Jacksonville run defense is pretty solid, so that's how I'm attacking it. But we got the Saints going up against the Vikings. Vikings are dogs, man. You hear that? You hear that barking?
It's too soon to talk about those damn Vikings. I don't think they're barking. I hate them.
They got the best quarterback in the league.
Oh, I know they do, and it sucks. No, I'm fully on the Saints here, like totally on the Saints. They're gonna crush them. I freaking hate Josh Dobbs. He ruined my week. That was where I had the only downfall of my week was having that at under 50. And the guy doesn't even know the players' names. He doesn't know the snap count. He doesn't know nothing. And they're just running like high school routes out there just to like recess something together. And they go out there and freaking crush. And you can definitely tell that it's emotionally influenced, but I am totally on the Saints. And the greatest player of all time, Taysom Hill.
His price is sneaking up every week. What was he?
I mean, it should. He should. He's like the goal line quarterback, goal line running back. He gets targets within.
And now he's starting to get targeted. That's the scary part.
He's got 12 or more. I mean, 12, 16, 22, 20. I mean, he's got to be 51. I mean, you make him $3K and he's 100% owned.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I do like I like the over in this game as well, to be honest with you. I like all the Saints. I like Olave. I just can't quit that guy. I don't know why. I like Olave. I like Kamara. I like Taysom Hill. Derek Carr has been nothing but consistent. He gives you 15 every week.
But that's not going to win you anything, though. You can't play Derek Carr.
No, I'm just saying supporting all of these players is essentially what I was alluding to.
Yeah, I mean, I wish it wasn't Kate, but like he is unplayable because of Taysom.
Mhm.
They take him out of the freaking game, and Taysom's rushing attempts. Like I may be talking to myself into Taysom. Like he is rushing. He had 11 attempts last week, 9 the week before. He's a threat to pass. He's a threat to receive.
Mhm.
It may just be Taysom. Because I mean, it just may freaking be him. Like I just don't know many other tight ends that give you that kind of ceiling that he can give you, outside of Kyle Pitts. But
And Dalton Schultz this week.
yeah, I mean they are similarly priced. So I'm fully on the Saints. I like the over. I think the Saints score points. I agree
Can you
with you.
save money with the Vikings receivers? I mean, I'm assuming KJ Osborne's out. We know Justin Jefferson is out. So, I mean,
KJ Osborne's not going to play.
he had that really bad concussion where the ambulance came out on the field. Are they going to let that dude play? I mean, historically, this year, they have missed at least one game with a concussion outside of Brock Purdy, who they just were like, go die. Everyone
That
else,
is something I may be able to be interested in, like an Addison.
Addison, a Powell is still, I think he's 31.
3,200.
Like,
Yeah.
I need to keep an eye on it. I haven't done a lot of research, but the ambulance was brought on and they were kneeling on the field. That's how bad it was. He had a concussion. I don't think he's going to play unless he's been practicing. But
He practiced it. He practiced limited capacity today. So I would like it. I would like the pass catchers like a little bit, and just if they don't have dudes. So, but if Osborne's playing, I don't really have any interest.
fair enough. Next game we can go over real fast because I think the fantasy world can everyone can just agree and fuck Arthur Smith. We have the Falcons going up against the Cardinals. Falcons 2-point road favorites. Kyler's back, and not Kyler. James Conner's back too. Like these are not going to be the same Cardinals. Michael Wilson's going to be back. Like they're getting all their pieces back. They're going to have a home game. They're going to be all types of revved up. They're talking about the Cardinals not keeping Kyler, so they might just play his ass, like, and not worry about his knee. Are
But
the
he's
Cardinals
going to be worried about it, and he's going to be worried about it.
But are they live? They're getting all of their pieces back in 1 week.
Yeah, I do think. I mean, to me, it's a little concerning just from the fact that they haven't played together. I mean, you're getting a. I mean, these guys literally haven't played together all year, so it's like a preseason game.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah, they're getting the talent back, but when the talent hasn't played together, and
well, Connor and Kyler both practiced the last 2 weeks. They just didn't play, but they practiced.
Practice is different than games.
Yeah, I'm just. It's not like they're full. It's not
months of
Josh
training
Dobbs out
there. Yeah, I'll be. I need to not talk about this game. That freaking Arthur Smith, he drives me absolutely up the wall. I saw he had like a 5-minute segment. Someone was asking him why Bijan doesn't get any like red zone work, and he like said so many words without saying anything at all, and he gave no answer, and he's a freaking moron, and I think he's out there to troll everybody.
Well, Bijan dropped the price again.
I know that sucks, and I'm gonna freaking play him again. And it's the great matchup, and
the Cardinals can keep
play, but like they're literally like he's wondering why he doesn't score, and he's fucking throwing pitches to Jonnu Smith, and he's having Jonnu Smith throw passes. Like, what is he doing? And like, why does he expect different results? Like, it's insanity.
I saw a video, and it was Arthur Smith running to call a timeout and screaming at the refs, and the caption was, "When there's a play designed for one of your first-round draft picks."
he is running to cancel it. Like, no, we cannot allow it. I can't talk about him anymore. I'm with you. The Cardinals are alive. I freaking hate
they're live. They have a lot more to play for, and it sounds. I know you hate this guy, but the Cardinals' offense, while James Conner was there, compared to when he was gone, night and day, completely different. They actually cared when he was there. So I don't know. I think they have more to play for. I think they're live. I'm probably gonna bet the card, and they're home dogs. I love home dogs. Give me a reason. There we go. Easy. Yeah. And I love Marquise Brown for DFS. If there's like you said, Kyler's not played with any of these guys. He's played with Marquise last year. He played with Marquise in college. He knows Hollywood. If anything, you're
I
going to lean on the guy you know, and I'm in on Hollywood.
I love that call. Actually, I freaking love that. Actually,
So
that's a great call. I love that. He may be main lineup worthy,
I
especially if
would
you're
also
playing
let you
Bijan.
down.
Especially if you're playing Bijan.
Yeah.
So
Sneaky. I think the under can honestly hit for this next game, Lions Chargers. I was initially on the over while just looking at the matchup, but just doing some research, I don't know, man. I don't know. Again, the Chargers can win or lose by 3 any game, and of course the spread is 3. So I don't want to touch this game. I think it's a trap. I don't. I think everyone's going to have all these pieces and expect it to be a shootout. I like Amon Ra.
you can play Amon Ra every week.
Yeah, it sounds crazy. I might be off Eckler.
I'm not playing Eckler.
Is Palmer playing?
What's that?
Is Palmer playing?
No, I thought he's going to miss the rest of the season.
He's missing the rest of the season?
I think, unless I misread something, I think that he may not come back the rest of the season.
Well, Quentin Johnson's a terrible receiver.
He owes me. Yeah, so Josh Palmer's on IR and could miss the rest of the year.
Okay, so I do like the Lions.
I do too.
It's sad to say that. It's not like Josh Palmer's a game changer, but he's not terrible. I think QJ is that bad. Like, I think from his tape, he looked terrible. And I was like, please.
He gets no separation.
Zero.
None.
He makes Gabe Davis look like a separator. Like, it's ugly out there.
Yeah, so, I agree with you there.
I'll take the Lions, and I love Amon Ra. Are you starting Montgomery? Can you start Monty? Or
no, I'm not. I think you'll start to see more of a 50-50 split. I think Gibbs earned his role for sure. I don't think Gibbs is going to be the workhorse. I'm not saying that, but I think he did earn his spot. And I don't think he can go back to giving Monty 70% of the work.
Just Amon Ra?
What's that?
Just Amon Ra?
Yeah, probably. I freaking love Amon Ra. Amon Ra's never let me down. That guy.
Is there going to be any Keenan Allen, or are we just kind of
Amon Ra? No, for me, and I probably won't even play Amon Ra because I am gonna play if Ja'Marr Chase. I mean, it all depends for me. Ja'Marr Chase news. He's gonna go nuke if he's playing. But the one thing, Derek Stingley is back for the Texans, which does scare me a little bit. College teammates, they know each other. Mm-hmm. But I just think I'm going to pay up in other areas. So it's not that I dislike him, and I wouldn't hate anyone or fault anyone for going that route. But
okay, you might have gone on mute there the last second, but whatever. Yeah, I can hear you now. All right, so next one, it doesn't even matter if you're on mute for the next game. Cowboys, Giants. Jesus Christ, 17 points now. This line won't stop growing, and they're going to cover.
And it's justified is the craziest part of it. It's 100% justified.
Who has more touchdowns, Tommy DeVito or the Cowboys defense?
Cowboys defense. And that may include Tommy DeVito's high school career, college career, and now. That guy, I got screwed, so I've been on fire. I probably buried the lead. I've been on fire with the anytime touchdowns. Hit all. I had a 5-person anytime touchdown parlay. I hit them all. And luckily I did have a 3 Olave, Cooper, and Rachaad White in the early slate. Just needed JT and Saquon in the afternoon. And as soon as Daniel Jones, and he just fell down in the backfield, like no one was around him. He just collapsed in the backfield. I'm like, oh no, this freaking Tommy DeVito. And because they can't move the ball with him. And I may do something like I did last week. I locked, and they were 5% owned. I locked the Browns defense last week. Same. And it was worth every penny I paid for them. I mean, they got 23. And when your defense does that, you're just mint. You have areas to miss in other places when your defense does that. And it does, paying up for defense historically has not worked for me. But if there is a spot to do it, it's this freaking spot. He is so bad. Their line is so bad. They're going to they're gonna just. I mean, the Giants are liable to not score like zero on the board. So,
Yeah,
and I
Saquon's
think that
unplayable too. It may, like you can't.
y'all, you can't play Satan. Absolutely not. Yeah.
Here's a question though. I read a stat about teams that are that big of favorites, and they said 80% of the time the quarterback throws at least 2 touchdowns because everyone's going to be staring at Tony Pollard this week. Obviously, everyone's saying it's Tony Pollard week. It's been Tony Pollard week all freaking season. Um, they raised his price. He had a terrible performance, and DK raised his price. Like, not only are people saying it's Tony Pollard week, DK is saying it's Tony Pollard week. Do you pivot and play Dak? Like it,
I mean,
they did that against.
I just don't. I don't know if he's in the freaking fourth quarter. I'd rather play Joe Burrow.
They did that, but we saw this against the Rams when the game Stafford got hurt and they were up a ton. They didn't stop throwing. They threw the entire.
No, and I'm not saying like these are probably spots where you can secure yourself a safe 20. Like he'll get you 20 for sure because they're gonna score. He's gonna throw a little bit, but I just worry about the Giants keeping pace, and I mean it is safe. I mean people won't play it because of that, but it is safer than people.
High floor, low ceiling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you playing Pollard then?
I haven't really built lineups. What's his price?
7.
Ooh.
I know it was in the 7,000.
I may have. I mean, if I'm going to play the Cowboys defense, usually defenses and running backs correlate well. So
he's the 6th highest on the slate, and Gibbs is above Monty.
Interesting.
Oh, but only by 1,000. They're basically the same. They're saying they don't know. So interesting, but yeah. All right. Well, on to the next one. We got the Commanders going up against the Seahawks. Seahawks 6.5-point favorites at home. Everyone's going to be talking about Chase Young and Montez Sweat being gone, but Sam Howell, that makes me like, if Curtis Samuel is gone, I'm playing Jahan Dotson again. There are certain people where if one player is gone, it directly correlates with another person going off. And this Samuel to Dotson stuff is crazy. So I don't know what his practice reports have been with Curtis Samuel this week, but if he's out, I'm starting Dotson because Samuel loves to air it out. And everyone's going to be on whatchamacallit again, Scary Terry. I think the Seahawks crush. I think you can. I don't know what to do with their backfield though. This Kenneth Walker has been. I traded for him.
Touching the backfield. I'm not touching it.
I traded for him.
I saw he practiced in full, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, the game does have appeal to it. Howell has been good, fantasy wise.
Yeah, it feels like I want to play it. I just don't really know how outside of Dotson. I'm very confident in Dotson if Samuel is out. Outside of that, I want the pieces. It doesn't feel right clicking the button. So I don't know. Do you have any strong takes on any of these?
I don't. I was hoping that maybe Walker will sit one of these weeks and we can just play Zach C. I can't say. I call him Chardonnay, but I don't have any strong takes there. Yeah.
I feel like we're missing out, but we'll see. We'll play it by ear. And then the last two, obviously not on the main slate, but we'll just fly through them. Raiders, Jets. They tried to flex this game out, but they waited too long for some weird reason. So we have every primetime game is disgusting. We have between tonight with the Panthers and Bears, the Colts Patriots, and then the Jets Raiders. Like, who set this up? It's gross. Picking a winner, the Jets are road favorites. I don't know. I guess I'll take the Raiders. I don't fucking know. I don't want any part of any of this. I honestly have no opinion. I'll agree, I guess. I'll take the Jets. I've switched. I'm gonna keep flipping back and forth and not have any money on this. Just let me know who's playing. Is it Zach Wilson or is it Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers ain't freaking playing. I like the Raiders. I think Antonio Pierce has given them new life. I truly like see a difference, and I know they're probably on a high right now, but I think they're right. I mean, the Jets. Granted, their defense is good. I mean, it's legitimately good, and I do think if the Jets or the Raiders can carry some of that momentum they had last week, it's not like a top ticket play or anything like that. But I'll roll with them as a barely home favorite.
No, they're the dogs. Raiders are dogs.
Oh, okay. Then sure. Yes. Sign me up.
Plus
I'm in.
100. It's not a lot of money, but
Yeah.
it's
I am in. Count me in for that. So I'll be in on the Raiders. Won't play it heavy, but
I just get scared of Aiden. Like, I love the team morale, but Aiden McConnell throwing into this Jets D is what makes me keep flipping back and forth. That's ugly.
I get that for sure.
And then obviously, honestly, this one is just as gross as the other primetime games. Broncos Bills. Vegas is wrong. We should not be 7-point favorites here at all. I do think we get the win because it's in Buffalo. They have not lost. Knock on wood, they have not lost in Buffalo this year. They're a good home team. They don't travel well, apparently. And the Broncos show a 3-5 record, but I do think they're a little better than their record shows to an extent. They just choke. They have a bad coach. Russ has moments where he's old Russ, and then the other 60% of the game, he's some decrepit old man. They have a good receiving core. They have good backs. They have a great corner, and that's about it on defense. Like they're not good, but they can show flashes and they can hang. So that's what I think they're going to do. And we're not anything to write at home about right now. We have a hurt QB. We have zero defense. We're praying that AJ Klein is able to come back so that we have one linebacker. That's where we're at right now. Yeah, we're not the greatest right now, but even hurt Josh should still get this done. I was telling you earlier this week, we're in a rock and a hard shell. Like, we want Josh to run and be the team because we will beat teams that way, but it only takes one. It's his throwing shoulder. Like, even when he played the Bengals, there was one particular play where he did run, and he twisted his whole body so that he fell on his left shoulder.
I did
like he's one of these guys that, like Joe will not tell you he's hurt. He'll be like, yeah, I'm fine. We're like, Joe, you can't walk.
Right.
I'm good. Yeah. Josh is the same way. Like, I'm good. Josh, it's your throwing shoulder. I'll run. I'm good. So it's sketchy, but I think they at least win. I just don't think they cover.
I think that this is a perfect like teaser spot. I think you can tease like the Broncos with some of our other favorite plays and be pretty safe. Like if you get like 14 points with the Broncos, I think that's a total lock.
I think you can tease both ways.
Yeah, I think you can too. I think it's one you literally can take it both ways. So I will be doing that probably. And I do like the Broncos passing game a little bit. As you said, Sutton's been really good and unnoticed, and Judy's starting to come on with it. So I think they present some problems for the Bills, and I think the over has to be in play. I do think points could be scored, and I think it's in comparison to the other games. I do think it's a good way to cap off the week, a decent primetime game, I would say. And because the Broncos didn't start hot, but they have put together some performances lately that make them worth watching.
And they're coming off a bye. We just played prime time. They're coming off of. I don't know who set up our schedule this year, where we only play teams off of buys and play in London, and like I don't know what's going on here. All our games on the road are our toughest games. I don't know who has it in for us. It's working, but whatever. We believe it's going to be an interesting week. Please, again, give a follow. There's going to be a lot. You saw we are pretty 50-50 on a lot of these. We'll post some stuff before the games kick off. And let's just get paid this week, brother. Let's keep it up.
Who day?
Yeesh.